Hello and welcome to this session, and in this session we shall understand as to how you need to answer this important HR interview question. What are your long-term goals? Obviously, you shall be having certain goals as your long-term goals in the kind of profession that you are choosing, and obviously the interviewer shall be interested in knowing as to what such long-term career aspirations of yours are, and that is why this question is being posed to you. Well, that way the same question may also be posed in this manner, that where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Or the same question may also be posed in this way, that can you discuss your career aspirations in the long term? Or the interviewer may also ask you the question in this way, that how do you envision your career progression in the long term? Or that way the question may be asked in any of these ways. But then, irrespective of the way in which the question is being asked, the interviewer through this question is trying to assess as to what is your long-term career aspiration and whether it aligns with the company's larger objectives. Anyway, let's explore as to how you need to answer this question. Even before I tell you as to how you need to approach and answer this question, what is even more important for you to understand is as to why is this question on the long-term goals being posed to you. Well, one of the reasons for the interviewer to pose it could possibly be to understand about your retention and prolonged dedication. After all, gaining insights into your enduring objectives shall definitely empower the interviewer to strategize for employee retention. One thing that you need to keep in mind is that the process of recruiting employees, the process of training them shall always involve a lot of investment, and definitely in case you can express your long-term goals consistent to the company's larger objectives, then it shall be helping the interviewer to promote workforce stability, contributing to a sense of constancy within the organization. That way, by posing this question to you, the interviewer is maybe trying to understand your long-term career ambition. Obviously, through this question, the interviewers seek to grasp the extent of your career ambitions. And you should seize this opportunity and disclose what your extended objectives in the company are, and also you should be offering a glimpse into your professional dreams that are associated with the job role and with the company. The moment you display enthusiasm with respect to your long-term ambition with the company, definitely you shall be impressing the interviewer with respect to your professional and personal development within the company, which shall enhance your suitability and candidacy for the job role. Remember one thing, that always the organizations value such individuals who intend to invest in their own growth within the company. Well, that way, in case your long-term objectives signify a dedication to actively contributing to the company's accomplishments in the long run, then definitely the interviewers shall be more appreciative of your response. You should always strive to reinforce the notion that you perceive your role not as a temporary relationship, rather as a long-lasting partnership with the company. Remember that one good way for you to be expressing your long-term commitment to the company is by saying that you are indeed perceiving yourself to be in a prospective leadership position in the future. Revealing your aspirations for long-term roles in leadership shall underscore your potential to shoulder heightened responsibilities in the future. The interviewers normally shall get attracted towards such candidates who exhibit the capability to contribute to the organization's advancement by taking up leadership positions and also able to steer the team towards achieving the larger goals of the company. All said and done, discussing your long-term objectives shall in a way also mirror your dedication to personal and professional growth in the long term within the company. Employers always value such candidates who prioritize ongoing learning and development and personal and professional enhancement in the long term. Well, interviewers definitely would wish to recognize these qualities in you, and definitely by you communicating your ability to be assuming such positions in the long term shall always be an add-on to your candidacy and suitability for the present job role that is being offered to you. Well, that way, any of these could be the possible reasons as to why the interviewer is posing this question to you in your HR interview. But then, how should you tactfully answer this question? Let me explain. No doubt, I shall guide you as to how you need to approach and answer this important HR interview question. But then, even before that, what is more important for you to understand is as to what are those common mistakes that are normally committed by freshers while answering this important HR interview question. Well, that way, one such common mistake committed is like sounding too ambitious or unrealistic about the long-term goals. Well, proposing long-term goals that are overly ambitious or incongruous with the job's time frame and the industry convention may actually lead the interviewers to doubt your sense of perception and comprehension of your job role and the larger industry trends. Well, you should always make an effort to articulate such goals that are indeed demanding, but then they also should be feasible within the given time frame and within the context, striking a balance between challenge and achievability. Another common mistake that is committed by the freshers while answering this question is expressing disjointed objectives. What I mean to say is that no doubt it is indeed important for you to be expressing your long-term goals, but then you must always ensure that the long-term goals are in alignment with the company's long-term objectives. Just in case you happen to be expressing such long-term goals that are disjointed with the company's objectives, then it shall definitely lead to doubts at the back of the interviewer's mind about your authenticity, about your credibility, and the durability within their company. Well, that way, I would recommend you to always highlight such goals that leverage your current proficiencies while showcasing a seamless progression that aligns with your natural evolution within the company. Remember that you should never disclose objectives that diverge from the company's values, missions, or even the potential career trajectories within the organization, which can indicate a deficiency in research and involvement from your end. You must always tailor your long-term goals to underscore a distinct comprehension of the company's philosophy and also highlight as to how you intend to enrich its trajectory through your long-term contributions. One important aspect that you need to keep in mind while discussing about your long-term goals is not to overemphasize on the salary or the position in the company. Concentrating exclusively on financial compensation or job designations might project a materialistic perspective rather than a sincere desire to contribute to the company's advancement. No doubt discussing salary is important, but then you should always counterbalance it with your long-term aspirations for the company, which is centered around skill development and the kind of positive impact and influence that you can bring in to the workplace. All said and done, one blunder that many freshers commit while answering this question is to communicate the short-term aspirations. Well, remember, the question from the interviewer is about your long-term objectives, and as a response to this, in case you communicate your short-term aspirations, then definitely it shall be perceived as lack of strategic deliberation. Rather, what you need to highlight is your extended long-term goals encompassing continuous development, substantial contribution, and lasting influence, underscoring your forward-thinking perspective. Concentrating on short-term accomplishments that can be attained in the immediate future is definitely not an appropriate response to this question on your long-term aspirations. Anyway, any of these could be the common mistakes that are committed by freshers who are unprepared and when faced with such challenging questions. But then, since you are preparing well in advance, I am sure that you shall not be committing these mistakes in your HR interview. Anyway, my 5 tips for you to answer this question effectively are these. So, I'm sure that in this session, definitely you have got sufficient insights into how you really need to answer this question in your HR interview. That way, if you really want to get answers to more such important questions and then be confident of bagging a job in your dream company, all that you need to do is to continue watching this video series. Thanks for watching. Let's meet again in my next session.